I'm just not gonna walk up to a mate of mine, be like, "Hey, a friend of mine needs like $1 for chips. Can you give him that?"
He also lives like 1,000 kilometers away, and he really needs this bag of chips.
Yeah, this guy lives like 3,000 kilometers somewhere southwards, towards the equator, I guess.
Uh,
Just to let you guys know, I've started recording, and this may go in the edit.
that's fine. Whatever then. Whatever.
It
Dude.
most likely will.
Sure.
All right. So
All right.
let's. Who's gonna do the honors for the intro this time?
All right, Vinny's gonna intro us because he's the new host because we suck as hosts. So go ahead, Vinny.
Why do I intro you as host if I'm a guest and I don't even know what
Well,
you're doing?
you're now a guest host. You're a guest host, dude.
Ghost.
All right. Welcome to the Discobus Podcast with these two hosts and me as guest host. Please introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
It's a me, Disco Boog. I am the first part of the name.
It's a me, Crew Bus, the second part of the name.
It's a me, Vinbus, the third part of the name.
God, can we just point out the fact that Vinny knew the title of our podcast?
Yeah, I know. I was about to say like fucking
Oh
the
my
other guy.
fucking
He didn't
God.
know who was that guy. We don't know that guy. He didn't know the name of the podcast.
Vinny has done his research. Anyway, let's get started.
All right, so Mr. Vinny, you said you're an honorable man that was drafted to the Austrian military, I believe, back in the past when I talked to you.
Correct.
What was your time like there? What would you describe it on 1 to 10?
I would describe it as a mediocre 6.
What? Elaborate, please.
So this has to do with several factors. One of which is the injury that I sustained during that time. 2, being where I was stationed. 3, where I was stationed, the shit that happened. Now,
All right, so let's start with 1 then.
all right, the injury. The injury happened during training. Because I am a man of not much luck, as you two may know. Guess who
Yeah.
got stuck crawling around a lot of prickly bushes.
Was it barbed wire?
I wish it was barbed wire. That would have felt better.
So it's
Ouch.
just bushes. So just really, really thorny bushes.
I'll be honest, it was probably a cactus at this
Ah.
point.
There's cactuses in Austria?
Cacti.
Cacti. Okay, fair enough. Cacti. What kind of training was it? Were you supposed to go prone or just like
Yeah, it was just crawling training.
just crawling?
Yeah, like crawl through that length, I guess. Like,
All right.
all right, let's do that. Everybody else was fine. And then he's like, roll to the right. And I roll to the right. I'm like, this doesn't feel good. Something's not right.
So
Like,
you came
go
out
forward.
all thornied out and like bloody. I'm guessing.
Pretty much. Let's just say, be glad you weren't there in the evening of that day, to which I can actually come later.
Oh no, definitely. Like I would fucking suck in the military. I'm a wimp. Like they put me in there, I'll probably quit on the second day.
All right. Now to the actual injury that I sustained,
Go on.
where we've practiced like tactical falling, like, going prone fast from a standing position. It's like literally drop like a potato sack.
How would that look?
You slightly lean forward with the left foot and just let yourself fall on mostly the side.
Okay, so you're not just flopping straight into your face.
If you like body slamming the ground, I guess, which I doubt you do, because hitting the concrete belly and face first is not a fun experience, I can tell you.
All right, I hate to cut this short, but we have some surprising breaking news. Haircomb Man Juan wants to once again be in this episode. Jacob, how do you reply?
Wait a fucking minute. You want
Exactly.
two
the man just
guests?
texted- yeah, the man just texted me. He's like, "Hey, can I come in, man?" He's
Okay.
like, "Okay, I'm
Okay.
asking."
Okay.
He
That's
wa-
nuts. That's nuts, but I don't mind. Do you mind, Vinny? I think it's going to be a bit of a clusterfuck, but we might have some fun with this. So if you guys are all good with that, we can get him on, I guess.
This has been breaking news with Discobus.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I got to edit the channel limit. Oh, it is 4 users.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's hopping in.
Okay.
What was the second point, Vinny? You were talking about the location.
All right, I'm not even done with the first point yet, because none of these was my actual injury.
Go ahead.
The actual injury that happened was during falling, and everybody's like, all right, boys, get falling one after another. I'm like, okay, cool. It was a bit of a sandy environment, so that already sucked ass, because having sand in your clothes and gun is not fun.
Yeah, I'm aware Anakin has taught me a lot about sand.
And so we just drop like the way we should, and there's sand everywhere. Or so you would believe. I landed on a pointy rock with my knee.
Ouch.
Oh, fucking, that's a direct knee buster right there. Ooh.
And so I was basically out of order for 3 months.
Yeah, fucking understandably so. That's a direct rock hit, my guy, with your full body weight, too.
I'm like, that didn't feel good.
Do you know that scene of Family Guy where Peter Griffin's like,
We all did it.
I'd imagine that was Vinny, full on for like an hour.
I wish. What I should say, that these two did not happen on a single day. As much as they sound like it, it didn't. Okay, back to the thorn story. So I was basically just crawling through thorny bushes and shit, fucking rose thorns and all of other the crap that was growing there. Because that was like literally next to fucking Danube, all sorts of shit grows there. And so it said evening on that day, we was just in the room and just undressing, getting our shit cleaned up. And like, boys, I'm not feeling so well. And so I take off jacket, clothes, shirt, and like, dude, you got thorns stuck in your back. I'm like, well, that explains a lot.
Dude, you just did not feel that you didn't know there were thorns in your back?
If you're wearing the same jacket for 6 hours, covered in bodily fluids and the like, then I've literally been rolling around on these thorns.
Oh, okay.
By the way, ladies, before you get excited, he means sweat.
Okay.
Carry on.
This has been breaking news with Jake.
All right, we'll let Vinny finish his point, and then apparently Juan's coming in. So
Yeah, no, he said 1 minute. He texted me.
okay, carry on.
So like, oh, they're in my back too. And I was wondering what's poking out of my front.
Hold
what's
on.
poking
Don't
out?
take that out of context.
Hold on, you talking like the whole fucking? There was like a branch.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Greetings.
That was just
Hello.
stuff. Hello there.
All right.
Hey.
I'm just gonna check volumes. Juan, could you give me a sentence? Thank you. All right.
That's fine.
We're good. We're good. Let's carry on.
Close enough. Alright, so I'm like, I get a couple of thorns out from just pull them out and bleed profusely for no reason. And I'm like, you get a couple of thorns at your back. I'm like, well, isn't that great? And so at that point, the adrenaline of fake combat, let's just call it that, has started to fade. Exhaustion kicks in, and the body starts reacting to all sorts of things, including a lot more actively to pain.
Ouch.
And so I'm just like,
Wait, let me get this straight. You walked around for 6 hours with a huge ass fucking branch inside and sticking out both ends of your body.
Oof.
practically, yes.
Holy fuck! What the fuck happened in the Austrian military, dude? Since Hitler left, that shit going down, dude.
No, everybody was fine. I just fucked up because there were literally, in my lane, there was all sorts of that shit. And the fucking supervisor behind me was like, why are you not continuing? I'm like, there's a lot of prickly shit up ahead.
My guy, I got like several puncture wounds. Like if you can't see these guys, they right here, one right here. But okay, man, I'll just keep going. I'll keep going if you want this.
Like,
And so I did. I actually did.
oh my god.
Vinny, what the fuck? You should have stopped him. Like, dude, I'm bleeding.
He couldn't resist the Auf geht's, Junge.
Kinda. And
Let's
so,
welcome our man Juan. He's back in. He's back in from previous episode.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Juan.
Yeah, you know, Juan. This guy's better than you. He knew the name of the podcast.
Yeah, so
What
with that
podcast?
shame, you can take that shame and get the fuck out of here. I'm joking.
Also, more breaking news I have to announce. My grandmother, who just came into the room, she said that I have to go out and buy her a cabbage, and that it is very,
You know what?
very
You know what?
urgent.
There's too many people here anyway. Go fucking buy the cabbage, cunt.
Exactly. So that's why I said I will now be AFK for at least 10 minutes.
Jesus, he's
Enjoy
actually
the
going.
podcast.
Okay.
I'm fucking going.
All
Go
right.
speedrun that.
Urgent. Anybody want something? I'm going to the store.
I'll have a Coke Classic, please.
Okay,
Vinny,
Juan?
do you want something?
Get a glass of milk, please.
All right, sure, man. You want those titties or cow titties?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take both, man. It'll be 2 glasses of milk. Vinny, what you want?
I could do with Sprite Cranberry.
All right, thank you. For a cranberry and a branch in your back. Gotcha, dude.
Bit too late for a splint from the co-op. All right.
Okay.
See it. This is wild. Like suddenly we have 2 guests and a co-host gone. What is going on? This is the Discobus Podcast. This is what's really about. All right.
We are the elite.
Let's get. Oh, he's still here. All right. Let's get Juan in on this. Yes,
It's the
beautiful.
Discobus Podcast.
We got a
Yeah.
jingle. We got a jingle. Let's go. Okay. All right, Juan. Have you done any military stuff at all?
No,
Cool.
nada. I was considering going to the military when I failed college. Basically, I was like, I might as well do something else. Maybe the Navy even. See some planes, maybe.
I mean, McDonald's was 100 million times the better option.
Yeah, clearly.
Vinny, what would you rather do? Like, if you could do it again, military, or would you rather have gone Mackey's?
Military. Hands down.
Two types of people.
I'd have to
'Cause
agree with you there.
Fuck McDonald's, boy.
Yeah, screw McDonald's. That was horrible.
I'm
Me
not
too.
really on board with this. I've never really dined there personally, but I kept taking people there because, that's what I did for a living for a while, just taking people around. And most of them were like calling me at between 9 and 11:30. And
Oh my
McDonald's
God.
closes at 12.
See, De Niro was actually taking Vinny as an inspiration in Taxi Driver.
And so I'm like, hey, dude, I'm hungry. Can we go McDonald's? I'm like,
McDonald.
sure, because I got nothing better to do, apparently.
Except your dailies. Do you still do that, by the
Except
way?
literally everything.
Do you still keep up with your dailies and games?
To an extent.
Alright, but you've definitely had to cut down on that schedule.
Yes, because I cannot play Honkai, Genshin, Warframe, Ghost Frontline, Azurlane, and 30 other games that I cannot name right now. OJ, AOS 2, Killing Floor 2, The Division, Rainbow Six Siege.
Guild Wars. There's
Let me
no
just-
Guild Wars.
Let me just scroll through my list of games here.
Because you have a list.
Guild Wars, Need for
Hey.
Speed World, World of Warcraft, Destiny 2,
Okay.
Elite Dangerous. Did Elite Dangerous have dailies?
It does not. You can just mine.
Okay. Just Cause 4, I guess.
Do you still do Payday, or did you say that?
Payday not yet, but Payday doesn't really have dailies. Well,
Sure.
Payday has dailies, but I never cared about them
Yeah.
because it's just a huge game.
Do you
And
play any of
I've
those, Juan? Like any of the games Vinny listed?
I've played Killing Floor 2 and Payday 2,
And
both extensively at some time in my life.
I think we all had a phase with, like, Payday at some point.
Hmm.
Like, everyone had the little bit where they gave it a go. Some people stuck around for a few hours, others took it the extra mile, doing every stealth mission, like, perfecting the routes and runs.
Yeah, that was me, basically. I'm
Yeah.
trying to achievement hunt.
Apparently,
That's
stealth
really good.
missions are way more fun, but I never got onto it, so I wouldn't know.
Ah. The best one is literally Shadow Raid. That's a complete stealth one.
Did you do that
Pretty
one, Vinny?
much.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's very
This
easy
is
to do in
literally a
Deathwish.
base game mission.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a
Among
basic
you
the
bitch.
guys
40
remember-
plus
oh, yeah.
DLCs.
Hmm?
Among the 40 plus DLCs. that
Yes,
is
yes.
still my part of
Jesus.
the
God.
Of course, it has that many. You were saying something, Juan?
Do you guys were you around when there was the like the Payday 2 weapon skins controversy?
Yes.
Nope.
Man.
Please enlighten
Basically,
us.
the devs had said, we will never introduce microtransactions
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Skins released. The community is in an uproar.
Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds like what happened with Risk of Rain. The first game had
Really?
DLCs that came out and they were basically free, and then the second game comes around and it's like, oh, we might start charging for DLCs now because we
Oh,
can't keep up the
no.
development because the game is like 3D and stuff and probably takes more resources to make. So people got really pissed at that.
Killing Floor 2 got the same kind of controversy.
What, with skins?
Yeah, because basically what the devs had said is, when we release weapons, they will be free at all times.
Oh yeah.
And then, 2 years ago or something, they were like, okay, we're having trouble with the upkeep of the company and the servers and shit. So, we're going to release guns that are paid DLCs. But if one person has them, everybody in that server who plays with him can use them.
Oh.
Huh.
But
But,
there's a downside.
Yeah.
And the downside is definitely the price.
oh yeah.
If you would buy it alone, and I would just elaborate on what Killing Floor 2 really means in terms of guns is, if there's a gun, it's meant for a class. And if you play it with said class, it gets effectively better in most aspects. Not doing that will just keep it baseline. But that doesn't change the fact that one gun, they usually released it in bundles of 2. So you could buy the bundle of both guns. However, if you would not buy them in a bundle, I would just like to say the bundle is $15
Of
for
course.
2 guns.
What?
Buying them alone, a single gun,
Do
is
they have
$10.
Do they have a limited
Yeah.
number of mags you can have? Like 20 mags, and you have to buy another one.
Oh yeah, sure. If you connect the game with your bank account, you can continuously replenish your ammo during the game.
Putting a standing order, like,
You just have an Amazon button on you.
yeah.
Shut up, phone.
Wow.
All right, I have a question for you lads. How do you make a community happy when a game decides to make that kind of change? Like, sometimes games will be mostly free, or they'll have free aspects, and they'll decide to monetize it for different reasons. Or the other way around, like Counter-Strike, Rocket League, they decide to go free to follow along with the market of leaning more on microtransactions and not depending on people buying the game anymore for development. So how do you
Counter-Strike is
like?
free now?
Yeah, it's been free for a while. So is Rocket League.
Like Global Offensive?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
How long was that ago?
Quite a while, actually.
Okay, well, back to topic.
Yeah, so how do you make sure the community remains happy? Because there's always complaints about that. Like when games go free, people are like, "Oh, but I bought the game and I paid for nothing." Or if it was free and now it isn't, it's like, probably even more of a reaction. So how do you maintain that calm?
Well, in terms of Counter-Strike, the fact that Counter-Strike Global Offensive went 3, the reason they can do that is, think back, since when does Counter-Strike exist?
Yeah.
Shut up, phone.
Like 99, maybe?
Counter-Strike exists for basically 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike has been a major shareholder in terms of first-person shooters for at least the last decade.
Yeah.
And so they know they are literally a global market. There's not 80% of all gamers know the name Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we have enough people. Like, look at it. 1.6 source. This game is literally sustaining itself from the community. This is still an active game with I think even at this point, 30,000 active players right now. Because there are just so many community servers. And Global Offensive is technically the same. The reason it's just a little bit more popular right now is because it's just more modern, updated graphics, better graphics, and it still gets continuous content updates. But the community is still so big, and there are so many community servers that even if Valve decides to shut down the official servers for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you could still play the game in a normal extent and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much community stuff. Just look at Faceit alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say third-party software, but yeah, that was a bit steering off in a different direction than I anticipated. Because I said, right, what about the community's reaction? Because
Oh, right.
obviously the devs have figured out, okay, yeah, like you said, we have a massive player base, and we can now switch to a model where in fact they're gonna attract a lot more people by making it free to play, meaning the more potential for case openings, microtransactions, more people checking out tournaments and paying money to go see tournaments. Growing the community in general is a positive thing for them, even though they're already so massive, and they don't care that they've made it free to play because they can afford to do that. Because
May I
like you
interrupt
said,
you for a second?
yeah, go ahead.
I forgot to say that
Yeah.
while the game is free to play, you can still pay the base price of the game to
Oh, yeah.
immediately unlock
To-
Prime.
To get the
So they make the
non-shit
game
servers.
free, but you can still buy the game.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. The question I was going to ask is what about the community's reaction to this? But let's talk about the community reaction to the game going free. And basically what happened, for those that don't know, is Counter-Strike said, yes, the game's free, but you can buy to not play with cheaters.
What?
The game's free and you can play it, but if you decide to go and play it without buying the game, you are fucked from the get-go. There is no way a free-to-play account is going to have a good time, which will not have a positive response from anyone that tries the game.
So, what are they paying for dedicated servers or something like that?
They have all their servers, and then they just isolate you based on whether or not you have Prime status, whether or not you have. There was a second thing, trust factor. Yeah. So Prime status is you can get Prime status by getting your account to level 21 by playing a bunch, or buying the game. Obviously, if you have a skull of any kind with a brain inside, you're going to just get to level 21 without paying, because why would you pay when you can just play and suffer through it, which sucks, but that's the free way out. Or you can remain free to play, non-prime, and just be stuck with cheaters forever. But if you pay, you get prime and you get like better servers instantly with way less cheaters.
I would just like to mention that the Prime status upgrade is still the base price of the game at
it is.
$13.25.
It is what the game used to cost, because basically the people that had the game before get Prime automatically, meaning that it's fair in terms of the way they separated Prime. But it's still a really shit system, and Trust Factor really was Trust Factor for me after 4,000 hours of my life wasted on that shit. That was the tipping point for me to uninstall and never come back to it. And I haven't since, because Trust Factor made it so some random variables and factors that no one fucking knows about, that they just dreamt up, suddenly put you in games with cheaters despite you being legit. For no reason. Meaning, if you have another Steam account, which you could use for alternate purposes, like maybe playing with your friends where you physically wouldn't be able to otherwise, or having just a different account for whatever different reasons. It doesn't have to be a Smurf. I did have a Smurf, but I wasn't try-harding on the Smurf. I was just chilling. Like, it was play with your friends and play at Nova level to relax.
Without sweating. Yeah,
without sweating at all. And yes, we'd still win more often than not, but because we're pre-made, not randoms. But anyway, Trust Factor basically means even if like you change something about your account, you're not authorized, or you get reported a bunch, or something happens that's beyond like your conscious because they just have some variables that go into it. No one knows what variables those are. So it could be anything. And then they suddenly go, you're low Trust Factor because we said so. And even if you're the most perfect player, no, just for being a good player, you'll get reported a bunch and you'll get put in no Trust Factor. And they will just send you into the hellhole of all the Prime accounts that have been reported the most, that have Smurf accounts for cheating, that have different shit. And they will lump you in with all of the worst bits of the community, where you have all the toxic people, you have spin botters, you have everything. So basically,
sure, you get sent to the gulag.
Exactly. Even if you have Prime, even if you're secured with Prime, you can still get sent to the Prime gulag. Yes, there's a Prime gulag and there's a non-Prime gulag. The non-Prime gulag, basically, non-Prime, low Trust Factor, is a clusterfuck, and every single game will have 2 to 3 spin botters. Every single game.
That's great.
And that just fucked the entire matchmaking system and the way they clumped those people together. There is no getting around it. And just making another account on Steam means you're instantly low Trust Factor right away. Like, I wasn't even getting reported. I was not being toxic or anything like that. And I was playing decently, so there was no reason for them to put me in Trust Factor, but I ended up there anyway because I have another account to play with friends. So there you go. So that's why I uninstalled that shit.
Understandable.
Like, Vinny still gets dragged on, I'm guessing, by friends.
Barely.
I'm technically
if anybody dragged me on, it was you guys.
Yeah, true. I'm
basically... Natasha just messages me, or you're like, hey, we're 3/4, man. You want to care to join?
Please. I mean, that happens for Guild Wars now, but you don't have to worry about Counter-Strike anymore. I was going to say that I'm still technically a stand-in for my university esports team. So they could just call me back on at any moment, and I'll be like, hang on, just let me install this shit. Warm up for a minute.
I mean, you can, because you have like so much time in this, and you've actually practiced. You had dedicated practice to the game.
Like, I can hold my own against global elites easily, like go 1-to-1 in terms of KD. So I'm a useful asset to have on a team like that, which is LEs, LEMs, and even lower sometimes. So they're still gonna probably call me on at some point, but until then, it's staying uninstalled, and I'm sticking to Rocket League. Like, that's the one poison toxin thing that will remain here for now, in my body.
Yeah, it's just, you can't get off it. It's like, it's a bad habit. It's a hate-love relationship. You just get used to it.
Yeah, you managed to get rid of Rocket League.
What happened to me. Yeah, like the thing with CS is I've played it for like, 6-7 years now?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say, I started off with Global Offensive.
Yeah, so did I.
So, I didn't really have
that's your introduction to Counter-Strike?
Yes, not everyone is 30 years old like you.
I did.
He's
getting better. Global Offensive was my first game to introduce myself into the world of first-person shooters.
What?
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I was born and raised on that shit. Like FPS is for me Battlefield, the old CODs. Like that was the shit.
I was raised on Tetris.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Jesus. So you must be a god at Tetris 99. Wait, you don't have a Switch?
I would be if I would have played it in the last 10 years.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I haven't played it forever. The man has returned from his
Wait.
cabin.
Gentlemen,
Breaking
please,
news!
Breaking news!
Breaking news! I have returned.
Welcome back.
Breaking news here at Discobus Podcast.
All right.
Damn.
So we were just getting on the topic of video game bad,
Oh, I get that shit daily, baby.
but like competitive video game bad, so not all
Game
video games
bad.
bad. So Alexei, unless you'd like to swap topics and introduce one from your list.
I would just like to say that we went way off topic again.
Oh yeah.
How
yeah.
does the community react to microtransactions being introduced to a game
Or like a game going
Or-
free.
going free if you had to pay for it before?
Yeah, he's
Not
very
counting if it was early access before.
No, there's actually no need to discuss that because all you have to do is just delete Reddit. Done.
How does one delete Reddit?
You control alt delete.
You
I don't know.
nuke the servers.
You just go on reddit.com and you do alt F4.
You gotta download the DDoS app.
You gotta download more RAM.
No,
There you go.
Overload it.
RAM ain't gonna help you DDoS, dude. You need more mouses for that to click hard.
Need 5 mouses to click X on every tab.
Every single one of my USB slots is now a mouse.
We must click faster to DDoS harder.
And do it on a laptop too, so you can get like the tracker pad as well. Get like USB extension cables to get like 5 slots out of every slot.
Yeah,
Who
just
asked
plug
for
in
the
like
plan?
20 mice. Just plug in 20 mice, have 2 laptops next to you, which also have another 10 mice each, and each of them just clicks a button somewhere on Reddit, so the server keeps constantly loading for requests.
Just get like a
Reddit
really long
ain't
stick.
HDMI cables as well.
Oh yeah.
Who asked for the cherry coke, dude? I brought it.
Oh, that's me. Oh wait, I asked for a Coke Classic.
Fuck.
Dude, you're gonna have to go back.
Okay, fuck you. I'm going.
Back to the store it is.
Oh, there he is. So yeah, you press all of those mice down with like a really long stick or a ruler.
No, you just
Or a
enable
spirit
auto
level.
clicker. Enable auto clicker with like 30 clicks a second.
That's
So
too
the
easy
server
though.
keeps constantly loading the requests, and at some point the servers are just gonna explode.
Yeah, like literally kaboom!
I
Breaking
think we just
news.
solved-
Breaking
we
news,
solved
Reddit.
world hunger. Solve hunger. Go. Let's go.
Breaking news, Reddit
We
servers
did it,
have
Reddit.
exploded.
Yay!
Do it for Reddit! Or rather to not Reddit.
We've
I don't
killed
know.
degeneracy by killing Reddit.
Congratulations.
Did
Every
any ever
toxic...
get to his third point?
I don't know.
I didn't even get to the second point.
Well,
I
fucking
thought- I
get
thought-
back to that.
You can carry on, yeah, if you want.
Alright, so the second point was where I was stationed, right?
Where's that be?
I don't know. You were telling the story.
Alright, so the first point is how I got my injury. The second point was where I was stationed. The third point was what I did while I was stationed. Hell, I don't remember. This shit's already 30 minutes ago.
Anyway, so wait, okay. So Vinny had a splint yelling. His instructor was saying "See Kyle" or whatever the hell they were saying in Austria training camps at the time, and like Vinny was just pressing through, pushing through. So what happened
Yeah.
afterwards?
Oh yeah, oh shit, I'm still on point 1. I was never even done with point 1.
Yeah, so you had your leg injury. Go on.
So back to the thorns, where I was just in my room and like thorns, and the body's calming down, and I can start feeling things in my back, and like, ouch, that shit hurts more and more every second.
Must do.
And so like, guys, just I don't know, get pliers or tweezers or something and pull that shit out, because I'm not gonna sleep on that shit tonight. And so they did, and each prick was just agonizing pain and screams of torment through the halls. And so people were just looking into our room like, are you guys okay? Get the fuck out of here.
Do you guys not have an infirmary?
That was at like 6 p.m. We do have an infirmary, but I refuse to go to the infirmary.
Oh,
Also,
you
the
thought-
infirmary's practically closed after 4 p.m.
Oh.
So you want it to be the tough bastard?
And yeah, and because I knew the doctors in the infirmary were fucking pieces of shit. And after 4 p.m., there's just nobody there anymore.
Yikes.
Luckily, we have Juan here, who is a licensed pediatrician.
There you
Yeah,
go.
pediatrician. Yes, of course.
All right, let me just jump back to 5 years ago. Let me find some thorny bush outside in the city. They're just gonna roll through it, and I'm gonna call you like, "Hey, can you be here in like 30 minutes?"
Yeah, okay, bro. Let me get my time machine.
It blows my mind that this happened to you 5 years ago, but thinking about it, that was like your 20s? Like 19 years old? 20?
But yeah, that happened like 5, 6 years ago, something.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, what, 25? So I was like 19, 20.
Also, what's your address? That's kind of needed for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And
your ID number.
your postcode, credit card details.
Social credit number, whatever.
Those are the 3 digits on the back.
You better have fucking 3 digits on your back after all those thorns.
Oh my god.
Yes, there are 3 digits on my back, which is the number of thorns that were stuck in my back.
Okay, wait, Juan. Listen to what Vinny did about this injury, and like, I want you to rate this as someone who works in a professional treatment environment. Like,
I'm not authorized for that, but
that's
okay.
fine. That's fine. Just talk shit if you need. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see your opinion. So, Vinny, what did you actually do to like handle the injury sustained?
You mean like the leg injury or the back?
Well,
Like,
I thought we were
thorns
talking
in the
about the
back.
leg.
Oh no, I'm still on the thorns in the back.
Okay, go on.
So I forced my 3 roommates to help me pick that shit out,
Ooh.
and I had minor bleeding, nothing too bad.
Hmm.
I would just slap a shirt across it and not care.
Like, it's not gonna get infected if it's a thorn, probably.
I told him to get like, at least let me go shower after this. It would be best if it's clean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Well, that was a good idea.
which is what I wanted to do, but I didn't get to do up until very late
Uh,
because our supervisors were there and they're like, "Bitch, why the fuck are you screaming across the entire hallway?" And so I just start screaming at him, "Bitch, I have like 1,000,000 thorns stuck in my back, and know whose fault that is? Definitely not mine."
I wonder.
And that happened to, yeah, let's just say it led to a lot of backfire. And so that guy was like a corporal. Okay?
Ah.
oh.
Think about it. Me,
Oh.
the recruit, literally yelling and shit talking a corporal.
Ah, you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that.
I'll be honest, I lost my fucking mind at that point. And like, he just stared at me for 5 seconds, looked me dead in the eyes. I gave him a death stare, and then he left the room.
Oh my god. Did you not
5
get...
minutes later, the supervisor of the entire building came, which was a
Oh.
lieutenant.
Jesus.
Ah.
And so I'm like, yep, I fucked up.
Oh boy.
I fucked up hard.
Yeah, you probably got reprimanded pretty solidly.
Here's the thing.
Did you?
Here's the thing. I knew that our lieutenant was probably the coolest guy on earth because he used to be a hippie in the 70s.
Oh.
Brilliant.
And he used to have long hair. And so he was a very upright man. Just like, he is literally the law reincarnated if you wanted it. And so the lieutenant came into my room. Everybody's standing at attention, even me. And he was like, "Everybody leave the room except for you."
Oh.
I'm just standing there already sweating bullets. He's like, "Sit down." And so I sit down. I still have visible disgust and unease on my face because I am still in moderate pain. And so he asked me like, "Okay, first of all, why are you screaming like a lunatic at like 6:30 p.m.? Because I have a lot of pain across my body, in my back, and we both know that if I go to the infirmary right now, nothing's going to happen. And it's not that bad anyways. Just, a couple thorns across my back, no big deal." And luckily, we just got done pulling all of these out, or at least so I would assume. And whatever's stuck in there now will be there forever. And so he's like, "Okay, why did you scream at the corporal the things that you did?" And so I could be a bit of a wild card. And so I told him, "Well, I could tell you that if you tell me what the corporal just told you.
Ooh.
Because I know that corporal is a fucking asshat." Well, he told me, "You just screamed profanities at him." I'm like, that's only half true, but I did.
Trying to get yourself out of this one, buddy.
It's like, yeah, so what I did is like, I lost my temper because I am in moderate pain and told him that it's clearly his fault for me literally being a living thorn bush right now. And then you're like, okay, when did this happen? Today at the usual place, where we always do that. And I just happened to be an unlucky bastard to crawl through this while seeing it. And these guys are like, no, we don't care. You're getting through that shit. They're like, all right. He stood up and left the room.
That was it?
Dun dun dun.
Wait, was that
And
it?
so my 3 roommates enter the room again. And I'm just sitting there, probably sitting in a puddle of sweat at that point. And they were like, are you okay? Do we need to worry about you literally getting thrown into jail? I'm like, I don't know. I do not know. But there's only one way to find out. Fingers crossed, boys.
Was that
5
it?
minutes later,
Oh.
but the lieutenant came back.
Oh.
He said, everybody out of the room except for you.
Oh.
Again?
I'm like, he's not even going to give me the paper that I have to fucking leave. He's going to tell it in my face. And so it's just like, I just talked to the corporal. You're getting the next 2 days off.
That's
And I'm just standing there like, what? Okay.
So instead of getting reprimanded, you got a weekend.
I'm like,
Bro.
okay, have a nice evening.
Jesus. I mean, that's actually
Nice,
awesome. That's so
nice.
wholesome. You don't
Yeah.
hear of that sort of stuff from the military. Usually it's like the other way around. 2 days of sprinting around, doing laps around the square.
Like usually, like you get thrown in jail, you get the medical care, but you still get thrown in jail for being a little shit, you know?
Yeah. I said, our lieutenant is like was the coolest guy ever.
Noise.
He was decent, but he still always, like, he knew his duty, and he always went by that.
Is this the first?
And the
year-
fucking corporal got shit talked. Here's the funny thing: the corporal got reprimanded for a week.
Oh.
He was like suspended for an entire week.
Got him.
That's hilarious.
And here's the thing: that was like not the only thing that happened. We had several cases of this happening, not just to me, but to other people, where we had like a guy with a fucked up toe, and he just had to run from the first floor to the third floor to report to him in 30 seconds.
Jesus.
And it was a tall ass building.
Damn.
And he had to like stand there, orderly, salute, and give him a proper report. And he told him, "That's not proper stance. Get down there and get back up. Do it again."
No. Oh, man.
Man,
And
that's
we
like-
reported it. That guy got suspended for 3 days.
Good.
Hell yeah.
that's how it
Jesus.
should be, man. That's justice right there, dude.
See, not every
Yeah,
military is
just
like the
because you're a
US.
corporal doesn't mean you can do shit. Just you're not fucking God.
Now,
They
Vinny,
like to
imagine if...
think they are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They think they are, but they aren't.
That's the whole system of like someone being in a hierarchy being better than you. But Vinny, imagine if you stayed in the US and did the US military experience.
I don't know. Do they get drafted there?
It would have been even harder, but it would have not been as bad and agonizing because I know these guys are doing it for, so we get the best out of ourselves.
Yeah, but
These guys
Vinny,
were just assholes.
yeah, Vinny, like in America, it's just assholes, but they're not being reprimanded. The lower recruits are the brand new boys, the freshers. Like you'll just get your ass whooped.
Yeah, we all
I
wore
think-
a Full Metal Jacket. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. There's like no happy ending for that. You got a lot of happy endings from the sound of it. Like you had
Show
a much.
me your war face.
Yeah, I did, but because I know if I would have gone like all the bad stuff, it would have been like, okay, you have to stay here and have table duty in the office for the next 4 weekends.
Fuck's table duty. You like cleaning the tables?
No, I would just sit in an office, a tiny office, really.
Oh no, the horror.
A really tiny office. You would just sit there all day and night.
Table duty. What the fuck is this?
It's the
could I say-
meditation. It's the meditation room where you can cleanse your secular lifestyle.
I swear they play Hitler speeches on repeat just to make you go mad.
No, you're just there and you're more like a mini secretary. You look at everybody who passes by, greet them, salute them, and there's like 500 people passing by every day.
Nice.
So it's like
Because
jail,
it's
but
like
not.
in the main building.
So did you ever get table duty?
Yes, I did.
For what?
I shit talked the sergeant.
Why does that not surprise me?
Once again, he's
No,
right.
he deserved it. He fucking deserved it. And I even said to the lieutenant, I am not accepting anything good I will do that because I stand for what I did, and this guy's just a fucking idiot.
There you have it.
And so I had to spend there an entire weekend on the table. And the thing is, when you're there, you have to like stay up until like 4 a.m.
Jesus.
because the doors are closed, and so they're also locked. And so you're there whenever somebody comes in between like 8, 12, and 4 or 5. You have to like they knock on the door and you have to open up for them.
Oh, you can't
Check
even
their
see
ID.
through it.
And you have to like check their ID, see if they're legit, in case they somehow got through the fence or the guards at the door that are literally armed to the teeth.
That's rough.
Just in case. So you do that for like 12 to 4. And then you get to sleep from like 4 to 6.
Okay, that's good.
What's the protocol for, say, you get someone that's not supposed to be there?
If you check their ID and you like their card is expired, or you cannot confirm their identity if you don't know it personally or haven't seen them around, you can call security. I could literally just like keep the door locked, grab the phone literally next to the door, call the guards at the front gate. I'm like, hey, we get a guy here that's a little bit fishy.
Moin moin, wir haben hier einen Typ.
Wir haben hier so einen Typ. Könnt ihr den abholen, danke.
There you go.
All this talk just makes me want to play Arma with Vinny, like Arma roleplays.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, in Arma roleplays, I really get into this shit.
Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
in the boot camp, we're the new recruits. Vinny's the colonel, and he's like,
Get in line!
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm actually licensed instructor, so I am allowed to do your basic training.
Nice.
For real?
Yeah, I can do your basic training.
Train me, senpai. Yo, Vinny, have you... Wait, was that part 2 of your story?
Oh, no, that was still part 1. We still
Oh,
have to get
Jesus
the lecture.
Christ.
Bro, we're like almost out of time.
Okay, I'll make
nah,
it
we
short.
still got time.
The problem that I have with the leg is just like, okay, shit got really fucked up. I went to the infirmary of the same day, and they were like, just go to the capital and go to the hospital. Like, okay, tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, let's do that, I guess. Spent day in the room from 5 p.m. to 12, helped my guys, and they also did my own equipment, cleaned my equipment.
Wow.
What I was known for in the army was cleaning guns. I was literally renowned as gun cleaner in the entire building.
Spit shine.
Vinny, gun cleaner, killer.
Yeah, we were like
need the
30
cleaner.
people. Yeah, we were like 30 people, and I cleaned everybody's guns top
Holy
notch
crap.
in record time.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
All right, yeah, they were like, okay, go to the hospital tomorrow. So we did. 8 a.m. Went to hospital in Vienna. It was 9 p.m. by the time we're there. 9 a.m. They were like, okay. I was waiting for an hour, so until I got like 10 a.m. and they looked at it, like, it's just pretty fucked up, man. Like, no shit.
Yo, that
Shit's
looks
fucked.
rough.
Yo, bro, you got a broken knee. Yo, that's crazy, dude.
I'm like, oh damn, that's rad. I'm like, okay, cool. What now? Like, okay, here, we'll give you this, have a bunch of that. You'll be fine at some point. Like, cool. It's 10:30. The 2 people who brought me here, who were 2 corporals, male and female, just fucked off to Timbuktu.
Okay.
God knows for what reason. God knows why. I
Oh
don't
my.
care. They were here at like 11:30, so I was waiting for an hour. We go back. It's 1 p.m. at that point. So it's already past lunchtime. I can't even get lunch.
This feels like a Baba Booey moment.
So
Baba boo.
it's 1 p.m. I'm standing at the first lieutenant's office, show him my report, the medical, all that stuff. And I'm like, yep, that's what it is. I'm like, okay, we'll leave you off duty for as long as it takes, but do try to do some stuff around. Try not to be a liability. I'm like, oh, trust me, I know exactly what I'm doing. Funny enough, for those 4 months that I was stuck in the room, the room that I was in was the cleanest room in the entire building. I was even with a broken leg and 2 crutches.
Oh my god.
I was keeping this room clean.
Levi style.
And sometimes a corporal would come check up to see if I'm still there, not slacking off duty, because, it's apparently a federal crime locking your door and sleeping during the day, because, it's on duty.
You got a broken fucking leg. What's the crime? Standing?
Hey, after 2 weeks, they stopped checking up on me, so I really used this time to actually catch up on sleep.
Good on you, good on you. Yo, Vinny.
And it was during that time where I shit talked the sergeant because I bought a laptop off of a roommate because I wanted one. And
Nice.
I'll be frank, I needed one. And during this time, I was getting like some medical stuff. Was medical stuff actually, and those were digital files. And so like I got that to do that. And the sergeant walked in on me buying the laptop.
Oh.
So I'm like, is that a laptop?
Hold on, I get a
I'll
question.
meet you at the lieutenant's office in 5 minutes.
How'd you get a laptop delivered to a military base?
Oh no, it was a private. It's like he had his own laptop and he didn't need it. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I can buy it
Oh.
off of you.
Ah, so you had cash on you in the military. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, just $100
Nice.
Yo, Vinny.
for the cheap ass laptop that it
So,
is.
what subject?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask a question a while back. About the corporals leaving you behind. Do you not have like a buddy system where you have to stick to some other person all the time, or is that
Not
just an
really.
American thing?
That's just an American thing.
All right, cool.
All right. Also, I have a question. Like, what were your standard issue guns in the Austrian military? Is it the G36?
No, G36 is Germany issue.
Okay.
It's the German standard issue gun.
Oh.
In the Austrian military, it's still the Sturmgewehr 77,
What
the SDG 77, which is also known as the AUG A1.
I see. So STG, yeah, that makes sense. So you had to deal with those back magazines all the time and like that,
Yep,
that top
well,
railing.
Wait, what do you mean top railing? There is no top railing.
Well, really, it's like
The AUG A1 had its sights literally casted with the receiver.
So all of the guns had a fucking scope on them.
Yes,
Shit. Okay.
a 1.5 magnified scope with
Okay.
a shitty crosshair
Yeah, that makes sense.
that is ranged
All these
for
guns were
300 meters.
All of these guns were 5.56 caliber. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
even
Yeah,
shot 'em.
because it's NATO standard issue. The Austria is in NATO. Last time I checked.
And that was most of my experience. And yes, I should talk that sergeant because he walked in and like, so you had a laptop. You know that's not allowed, right? And so I walked up to him, stared at his face, and told him, yeah, well, since my leg is fucking busted thanks to one of your subordinates, I would rather spend my time learning the medical stuff that I need for my future instead of sitting around doing nothing all day here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Sergeant, and I already saw on the top left in my mind, in my field of vision on the top left, I saw the line pop up. The sergeant didn't like that.
Yeah, like okay. In terms of common sense, that makes perfect and complete sense. But in military terms, that is a massive nope. Like,
I know, but I'll be honest, I didn't care. I'm standing my ground.
Jesus, Vinny, about
It was
to
a
change the
valid
system.
response, and the lieutenant approved my valid response. But I told him I'm taking that because I know I deserve it. But I spoke my mind,
Ouch.
and there are more stories like this, but those are stories for another day.
Oh yeah. Wait. Was that part one complete? Can we like close the volume of part one?
Yeah, that was just part one.
Finn. All right,
All right,
brilliant.
there we go. Now it's
Okay.
time for ad time. We are sponsored by Verbatim USB. Please buy Verbatim USBs. You can use code
Kleenex
N-word.
tissues.
I was gonna say nigga there, but like nah. I'm not
Yo, what the fuck?
if you're racist, then you know, clap your hands. Yo,
What the fuck?
Hold on.
All right, Alexei. Since you've missed out a big chunk of the podcast, I am now pinning the responsibility on you to give us a new topic for the next
New topic. USBs, dude. We're sponsored by them. What kind of USBs you guys got?
Jesus.
What brand USBs do you guys use the most? Because for me, it's either Kingston or Verbatim. No
Off-brand.
joke, I have like
Shitty off-brand.
shitty
Kingston
off-brand.
is like really the only leading USB manufacturer because it was like in the game very early.
Yeah, it was cheap.
So they're like rule supreme over the market.
I got a Kingston Ram too. I got a Kingston lamp.
People care about their USBs since when?
Bro, fucking off-brand ones either fucking die or just don't have enough space.
Yeah, I know, but you don't even need any more space than the off-brands. Okay,
Okay.
if you need more, I'd get an external SSD. So why would I get like a professional grade USB?
I gotta tell you, man, I got two 64 gig ones. They've been really useful. There have been times where I had to like transfer an entire 50 gigabyte game to someone that had slow internet to the other side of the city, and it worked. You know, we did a drop. He took it.
Yeah.
play it like that.
So if I move to Macedonia, I need a 64 gigabyte stick.
No, you'll have internet. I'm pretty sure you have money. And you don't live with your parents, so like you're good. This is a guy that lived with his parents. This is back in my high school days. Like he lived with his parents. His parents were like, "No, we're not getting good internet." He had like 10 Mbps and one upload. So like downloading a 50 gig game was like, "Okay, boys, see you in a fucking week." Like
Meanwhile, your grandparents who are like game bad, they're just like, "What's internet?" And you're like, "Oh yes, to get it to work, you need like 50 megabyte upload speed. Like that's the lowest package you can get, and it's like bearable."
$10. You know, it costs like $15 from internet, right?
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's like 50 up and 3 down. Sorry, 50 down and 3 up. It's pretty good. It's a nice package, like
So-
medium tier.
What we got now is like 380, and we're paying £10 each, but we're sharing it between 4 people.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a big household, yeah. Alfonso, what
just
kind of
bought-
internet you got? Yeah.
I just bought the highest one that Virgin Media would offer. That's it. I don't even
Cheap.
remember now.
Yeah, that's like the 300 meg, I think, the streamer
Yeah.
package.
They don't have gigabit.
No, they don't.
No,
Only
they
some-
do offer a gigabit, but I haven't upgraded.
Wait, they do?
I should.
Since when does Virgin
some
do
areas. Not
gigabit?
sure about mine.
Yeah, it has to be like very specific areas that do that. Maybe it's
Mm.
like they don't show you offers for things that aren't available in your area.
What do you mean? Fucking anyone here can get gigabit, and it's like not that expensive.
Jesus.
Yeah. Why the fuck are we better than you guys? Spat the fuck up. It's the UK. You guys got like
Okay,
everything
everything
people.
everything in the UK is cool except for the internet, which sucks. Like even if it's good internet, like even good like 200 megabit internet gets throttled to shit. Like it's awful.
Is it all like monopolized by Virgin Media?
For the
No,
fast
there's
internets,
plenty of like businesses.
there's loads of them, but Virgin Media do
Yeah.
some of the faster speeds.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're commercial, cheap, gamer, streamer sort of suppliers.
Gamer.
Gamer. We'll rip you off.
Tonight on Gamer Internet, we introduce the
No.
Gamer package. Oh, sorry, I meant British accent. Tonight on Gamer, the Gamer package. Please buy the Gamer Supreme Internet.
What do you use, Vinny?
Shitty A1 internet.
Oh shit, I want A1 too. High five!
Hey.
Actually, that's an Austrian company. I just realized, like they recently put their stuff here after buying an older company here that went bankrupt. So they took over their network, and I'm on A1 now too.
Yeah.
What package you got, dude? We gotta share this info, man. We friends out there.
Brothers.
Ever since we moved here, we got like the worst packaging that exists.
What's your speeds, bro? Come on.
So back when we got it, I didn't know it in kilobit, or megabit.
What's the name of it? Like, because I know the names of the packages.
Fuck, I don't even know. I wasn't the one who bought it.
Okay, how about we check? Go to speedtest.net right now.
Oh my god, can we not do
Oh, I
this
can
right
tell
now?
you my upload. I can tell him my upload. My upload is like now my upload because since we've been loyal customers ever since we moved here, we basically had our speed tripled.
Ooh.
So now I have like a solid upload of 4,000 kilobit.
That's 40 megabits, so you're good, dude.
Yeah.
You're good. I have 3.
Now
so
you
fuck
divide
you.
that by 3.
All right, let me do that because I don't actually know how much that is.
All right, you guys can do all that figuring out after the episode because we've literally we're on an hour, so we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
wrap it up in about 5 minutes after I'm done asking Vinny what his package is. Because I have an
Fucking
A1
check
phone as
after
well.
check after the episode.
I have an A1 phone as well, Vinny. Listen, we'll be great friends.
All right, should I, as the guest host, wrap it up for us?
All right, man. Tell us a joke.
I guess, yeah.
A joke.
Yeah.
What
Any
joke?
joke? Any joke? Just tell us a joke.
All right. So you know how I'm scared of flights. I mean, I'm not actually scared of flying because I'm not scared of flying up in the plane in the sky. I'm
Yeah.
scared of crashing down into rocks, exploding into a million pieces.
Rational fear. Carry on.
If you've ever been on a plane, you get on a plane and they show you a safety video.
Of course.
They show you a goddamn safety video. And so you're just there, sitting there in the seat, watching the safety video. You're they're literally telling you something could happen. You could potentially die.
You might. You
It's
might
not you don't do that. You don't just invite people. It's like inviting people to dinner. And you just made super dinner and just before lunch started you just did, hey, by the way, you could also throw up.
I might have put cyanide in the wine. I'm not sure. I forgot.
I don't remember. It was one of the bottles, but let's just hope it's not you guys. All right.
I don't know, I might have mixed up wine with cyanide. And you know, the labels, they're the same.
Yeah, but anyway, what's up with you guys?
It's just, you don't do that. It's just like tea.
What happened next, Vinny? What happened next? Come on. I'm
anxious. Like, if you consider tea, there are like so many brands of tea. So if you like invite somebody over and you know they like tea, so you go down to the store to buy some tea, and then you look at the assortments of tea, and like, oh my god, there's so many teas. I need to get the right thing. There's like, sleep well tea. Like, Jesus Christ, no. And there's
Diarrhea
like,
tea.
there's like
Wellness
feel
tea,
good. There's like feel good tea.
weight loss
there's, like,
tea.
Baba Booey tea.
Fruity tea.
and there's like feel nice tea, makes it feel nice. There's like wake up tea.
Cocaine tea.
When am I supposed to drink like wake up tea? When am I supposed to drink that?
Are we still on the joke? Is this part of the joke?
I don't know. I don't know. He's lost
This
me.
is the first
You asked
part
for
of
a
the
joke, you're getting the joke. This is
Carry-
like the
do it.
comedic part that I had set up, and I'm literally improvising.
All right, that's
All right,
fine.
man,
Carry on.
go for it.
Carry
Go
on.
for it.
Carry
I
on.
want to see the punchline. Go on.
It's like wake up tea. When am I supposed to drink that? Do I need to just call somebody to give me that syringe in the night? How is that shit supposed to work? I have a woman coming over. I need an undress tea. And the store clerk said that exists, but you gotta smoke it.
Nice.
That's it.
Thank you
now.
very much. All
Give
right.
me a chuckle.
Would you like to do the outro or?
Thank you for tuning into the Discobus Podcast. Me, the guest host, Vinbus, the co-host, Discobus, and the main host, Crewbus, enjoyed your attendance, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.